One more time for Sarah Contreras, everybody. Sarah Contreras. Fantastic. Now your next comedian. I fucking checked this time. I'm prepared. Guys, your next comedian, he's look, he's a good guy. He's a fantastic new comic, and you guys are gonna love it. Guys, please clap it up for Greg Kobylt, everybody. Greg Kobylt.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. I'm 17. I just started my senior year of high school and my second day of school today. Thank you. But it's not good. It's Catholic high school, so it's it has a lot of rules. It's much more strict than public school. Like first we actually have a disciplinarian. This guy's whole job is to hunt us down for not having the right sweater on, not wearing our tie. I'm pretty sure this is a guy who failed cop school. Yeah. And now came to our school to hunt kids for not having the right colored shoes on. I mean, this guy, he actually gave a kid a detention for yawning. Yeah, so that's how you get in trouble at my school. If you want to get in trouble at a public school, you basically have to have sex with your math teacher. That's the only way. Of course, we have nuns in my high school. They're great. For whatever reason, every nun at my school is like 400 pounds. They're all really big. I feel like instead of taking a vow of poverty, they took a vow of gluttony. Eating the products at the convent over there. Well, we had a food drive the other day. It's a Catholic school, so we had a food drive for homeless people. And they asked us to bring in like light Spam, canned soup, things like that. And one kid actually brought in light Spam for the homeless people, like reduced fat and calorie Spam. Now I'm thinking, do you really think the homeless guy needs light Spam? I mean, he hasn't eaten in 30 years. I don't think calories are the biggest issue at this point. Take the light Spam, give it to the nun at the school. She's the one who needs them. It is amazing how much food in this country. It's hard not to, with how cheap they make food these days. Like McDonald's, they have to steal McDonald's now. And for $5, you can get 2 cheeseburgers, 2 fries, 2 Cokes, and a free ride to the hospital. Well, Little Caesars doing the same thing. Little Caesars, they have their big whole things, their stuffed crust pizza. They actually stuff cheese inside the crust, and it's on top of the pizza. Yeah, there's actually a whole process of how they make it. The way it works is they stuff the cheese in the crust, then after you eat it, they stuff your body into a coffin. So, and they bury you right there. That's what they should do at Little Caesars, Like, when you walk in there, instead of a seating area, they should just have caskets lined up throughout the whole restaurant. And then the way it works is you walk in there, you lie down, they hand you your meal, and then they just close the door. And you just lower you into the ground, right? Speaking of all this, Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey's back in the news now. Governor Christie of New Jersey, he actually recently said in an interview, said that his father worked at the Breyers ice cream plant in New Jersey when he was a kid. Now, I don't know, but I feel like Chris Christie might be the reason why he had to take your kid to work day at the ice cream plant. But Christie didn't do well when he was running, like he was on the main debate stage with all the other guys, but sometimes he actually was forced to participate on the lower debate stage. And because of his, not because of his poll numbers, it was only because the first stage couldn't support that kind of weight anymore. And they just couldn't figure it out. I was watching the Olympics the other day, back in the McDonald's and Little Caesars, they run the most phony ads. They try to make their food seem healthy, but there's really not, for the Olympics a few weeks ago, the McDonald's actually ran this ad. And it was an Olympic theme ad, so they had the athletes eating the McDonald's food in the Olympic Village. I'm thinking, do you really think our athletes should be eating McDonald's right before the opening ceremony? I mean, is this how they're training now, or? I was watching the track and field. No wonder we did so terribly. Our long jumper was eating a quarter-pounder combo meal right before the opening ceremony. Sorry. But I like the Olympics. Do you guys watch the Olympics? Who watch the Olympics here? Glad you're watching. Yeah, I like the gymnastics is my favorite. The gymnastics. It's amazing what they're doing, all this bouncing, you know, like the flipping and the jumping. But the announcers, the commentators when you're watching this on TV, never sound impressed. You ever notice this? You ever notice, like, you know, one of the gymnasts on the bouncing, she has like a double back handspring gainer, sticks the landing, but then the announcer goes, a little short on the landing though, I'm not sure. Ooh, now we want 10th of a point? Maybe would. It's like really, she just did 2 flips off of balance beam and you go, didn't like that arch though. You know what, just... You know, most Americans can't even walk on a sidewalk for 10 yards without stumbling. These people are... Anyway, came here, my parents are here actually, and, you know, I gotta tell you about my parents. You know, my mom, she's one of these, you know, more conservative types, you know, like, she doesn't understand today's music, really. You know, like, I'll give you an example, like we're in the car once, and my mom's listening to the radio, and you know, this Pitbull song comes on, you know, she's conservative. It's nothing she would ever like what they're saying, but she likes the beat of the song. You know, so she's in the car. She goes, "Hey, Greg, I kind of like the beat of this song. Can you download this on my iPod?" And I go, "Mom, do you understand what they're talking about in this song? Like, I don't think of all people you want this." And then she goes, "Well, maybe they're married." I'm like, Mom, they're not married. They just hooked up in a nightclub behind the toilet, okay? They just met each other. It's anonymous. My dad is one. You know, my dad, I gotta tell you about my dad. My dad's one of these older guys. He has to get to the airport when he goes on a trip. He has to get to the airport at least 5 hours before his flight. Does anyone else know that? He's a flight at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. He's there at 5:30 before the airport even opens, you know? And you know, we go on these family trips, and you know, he wants to get there so early, so we're packing our bags. We're up going on a family trip. We're upstairs packing our bags, and my dad, when we're not looking, can actually take our bag and throw it in the car because he wants us to hurry up. I'm like, Dad, we're leaving in 2 days. Can you give us some time? I mean, because you know, it seems like every year that goes by, he feels he needs to go to the airport like an hour later. You know, so I figure he's 50 now. So by the time he's 80, he's pretty much just going to be living there. You know, of course, Cosby's back in the news, you know. Bill Cosby, I saw it. You know, he's back in court. You know, Bill Cosby, I think it's funny because, it's funny to imagine Bill Cosby in jail. You know, like a comedian Bill Cosby, like, could you imagine if Cosby goes to jail, and then, you know, some guy goes, "Hey, Bill, what are you in for?" Like, how is he going to explain this? He's going to be like, "Well, basically, I got a Quaalude, and then I put it in the drink. And then I went to the club and the bar, and I said to the girl, drink the drink on the couch, and then we go back to the room, and then I start zipping in the bottle, and the flipping like the Bill Cosby does, and then I'm playing." How you? Alright, you guys were great. Thanks a lot. One more time for Greg Kobylt, everybody. One more time for Greg. Fantastic. It's 17. My older brother, everybody. Guys, your headliner is fantastic.